welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hello, my name is Megan, and today we are going to do my weekly spending tracker. It is week 1. So first off, these sheets are from my Etsy shop called BudgetQueenShop. Super cheap and easy PDFs that you just print yourself, so if you're interested, please go check them out. What I do first with my weekly spending tracker is I first do the monthly budget up here. It just makes it easier for when you do your week 1 spending, you get to look at the category balance. So you take your monthly budget, subtract the spent, and then you get the category balance so you see how you're going and how your first week went. So that's what we're gonna do first. I pulled out my monthly budget so you can see my expenses here. So I'm just gonna zoom in and we'll start by doing that. Okay, so first we're going to do the categories, and that's here. So we have groceries. I set a pretty low budget for us for groceries. I know that it may seem a little high to you guys, but for us that's about $300 less than usually budgeted, and I think we'll definitely go over just because we're eating a lot more healthy, and vegetables and that kind of stuff are pretty expensive in the grocery stores that I have in my town, and the 2 grocery stores that we have are fairly like expensive grocery stores anyways. I don't have a Walmart, nothing like that on the cheaper side, so groceries are just more expensive in general. Gas, I want to spend around $50. My husband is going back to work next week on the 11th, so I think we'll be ending up spending a lot more than that. Eating out, we plan on doing no eating out just because we can't afford it. My husband's spending, we budgeted 0. My spending, 0. Kids, I budget 100. Household, $30. And my budget right now is a little different because of the quarantine. We're trying to work with a little bit less right now, so that's why the numbers are a little bit different. $1,001.80. It's weird because I have a few, like I have Mother's Day and my baby's birthday, so anything that I had left over went to groceries. That's why it's such a weird number. That is that. So that is my budget. I hope we're able to stick with it, but let's just go to week 1 of spending. So I'm going to zoom you guys out again and we'll look at that. So week 1 is from the 1st to the 7th. Again, I write down my categories. I know this can be tedious writing down all the categories, but from week to week they may change for you. They don't for me, but they may change for you, so that's why I left it like this. Eating out, my husband's spending, my spending, kids, household, and other. If you're wondering why I keep the categories in those spots even though they have a 0 budget, it doesn't mean that we're not going to spend in that area. Like you can see here, I spent in my category that is just personal stuff that, you know, I bought myself, that just don't fall in any other category, and like eating out as well. Just because we have a 0-based budget doesn't mean we say we want to go out and treat ourselves one night. Like we still have to have the category there, like just in case we have that spending. And by the way, my writing might look different. With every pen, I write differently, so I know it does look a little bit different than like my usually bubbly writing, but it all depends the pen that I'm using and how it writes itself. So I was going to show you all of the math on my iPad with the calculator and stuff, but my iPad is so old it doesn't even have the calculator app. And then I went to the App Store to try to get it, and it said the App Store was unavailable right now. So I had to do the math by myself off camera because I am using my cell phone for filming. So sorry that I can't do the math right here with you guys. I'm trying to do that where I do the math and planning out with you guys instead of having it pre-done beforehand. So I hope you guys don't mind, but next week it'll be different with me filming right on camera. So now we are just going to go through and add up all of the categories here. So we are going through here. We have groceries here for $62.27. And as soon as I add it in my calculator, I put a little dot there so I know that I have it. Groceries here for $30. Groceries here for $162.08. And then groceries here for $130.96. My husband and I are going a lot more to the grocery store recently, or he is because of the quarantine. I'm not going out a lot at all. But we're just finding we're eating a lot of produce and going to the grocery store more every couple nights, which is bad. I know we should, you know, go out once a week, get what we need, and then not grocery shop, but it's hard when you want fresh produce all the time. And we did make garden boxes, if you haven't heard. We planted a lot of stuff, so hopefully in about 6 to 7 weeks we'll have all our own vegetables and whatnot. So I will also keep you guys updated on that and how much we save on groceries by having our own garden. So yeah, subscribe if you want to be caught up with that information as well and see how cost effective having your own garden is. So anyways, let's continue with the video. So those 4 transactions equal to $385.31. We subtract that by the monthly budget and we have $386.49 left over, which, oh my God, that is half of the grocery budget right there. So since my husband and I just went through this with each other, because I had to do the math off of camera, we realized that we already spent half of our monthly grocery budget, and we realized that we need to settle down coming into the next couple of weeks here. So this is why it's so good to do this weekly spending tracker, just so you can see how much you're spending. Anyways, let's go to gas. We have one gas expense here. That was for our Jeep, and that was $30. Gas prices are awesome right now, so we filled up all we can. Usually when we fill up, it's about $55 for a whole tank, so we were excited when it was only $30. So we have $20 left over. Eating out, we spent $0, so we can put 0 here. We have 0 remaining. You can see that my husband didn't spend anything here, so there's 0 remaining. I spent $29.36. Mama was peckish for some ciders over the weekend. I never usually drink, but having like 1 or 2 on the weekend every couple of months sounds really nice to me, even especially when it's hot outside. So I got a case of ciders. It'll probably sit in my fridge for like half a year, but whatever. And the ones that I have only came in a pack of 12, so I couldn't get like a 6-pack. So $29.36 we are negative in because I didn't expect to spend any money. Oh my God, my pen sucks, you guys. After this video, I'm throwing this pen away, but I wanted my writing to be consistent here. So kids, we spent $12.49. My daughter needed some sandals and we found a really good sale. And that looks like about it. So $12.49. Subtract that from 100 and we have $87.51 remaining. Household, we did get some little knickknacks for the kitchen. We needed new measuring cups and an ice cube tray and just just a couple little odds and ends. We got it from the dollar store, so it wasn't super expensive. And then my husband and I needed a fan. We don't want to put in our AC unit in our room just because it takes too much power, and we don't want to do the added cost right now. And we needed some white noise in our room, so we got a fan for $29. It's a cute little one, so it works really well for what we need. So $43.62 was that spending. So we are over budget now by $13.62, which is not bad. We didn't expect to spend that money on that kind of stuff, but we kind of needed it in the moment, so that's all right. 0 for other, so we have 50 remaining. So next we just write the totals. What I do is I add up the spent, so the $385, $31, $30, $29, $36, $12.49, $43.62, and we spent $500.78. That is a lot compared to, let's say, last month. Last month, $232, $435, $400, $400. So it's like about $100 over budget. We did have a couple of the other expenses. This is a really high week for us, and that was a lot to do with groceries. So we learned that the next 3 weeks has to be limited to what we get. And then I do the same for this. $386.49 plus 20, subtract $29.36 plus $87.51, subtract $13.62, add 50, and we have $501.02. And then what you do is you add the totals together, and it should add up to your monthly budget, and that's how you know you're balanced. So if you're looking at that, we are dead even. We spent half of our budget in the first week of our monthly spending, which is horrible, but at least we have this tracker to track that, and we know moving forward what we need to do. I am super excited for my husband to go back to work next week, which is awesome. And in British Columbia, Canada, we are like half opening up, if you will, for the quarantine. So you're able to visit in very small groups with your family or a friend, which is nice, so that we get to hang out with a couple of family members that we haven't seen in a few months. So this weekend should be really good. Maybe I'll drink a couple of those ciders. Anyways, so things are looking up. Super excited going into the month of May. I hope you guys are doing well as well with this quarantine and everything happening in the world right now. So I hope you guys are doing okay with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.